spirit, mind, and body. Wellness is very important. You want the whole person, the whole man, right? And a lot of you know I've been working out with Jason Ottley. He black. And Jason is a health and wellness expert and founder of Live, Inspire, Transform. Live, Inspire, Transform. He is here today. So if you have questions for Jason, 888-7753-773. Happy New Year, Jason.
Happy New Year.
Welcome back.
Thank you. That he black gets me every time, man. I can't.
He black.
Good to be here. Happy 2020 to everyone. Glad to be here.
Did you make a resolution?
I don't, but I got some tips for people who do. It's just never been my thing. I just feels not me. I've never liked to put a firm date on. It's like, I feel like you should be doing the same thing every day, working towards something, the same thing.
And why do some people make resolutions?
I thought about that. I think it's the external motivation. Some people need that external motivation. I'm not wired that way. I know I can get motivated internally. Some people are like, okay, new year, this is what's going to motivate me to start something new.
I've noticed that people that you can always tell the ones who make resolution on the first 3 or 4 days of the new year, the gym is packed.
Yep.
And then the week after, it's back down to the normal point.
Yeah. I want to help people who are going to start a New Year's resolution how to avoid what you just said to taper off in a week. How long do you see them stick around for usually?
No more than 2 weeks.
No more. I think the number one reason why people fall off so hard is that they go too intensely in the beginning. Like, let's say for the gym, they haven't gone all 2019, but the first day of 2020, they're going to go 7 times a week or 6 times a week and take a bunch of classes. And after 2 weeks, they're just going to burn out because they went too aggressively and, too soon,
Yeah.
So just take small steps, go once a week or go for a walk. Just add one small behavior. You don't have to overdo it in a small period
One
of time.
little step at a time.
One little step, yeah.
And so that's why people don't keep the resolution because they try to do the whole thing rather than the growing thing.
Yes, I think that's one of the biggest component. They're not looking at the long game, lifestyle. They're looking like, okay, I'm going to really do this right now. I'm going to do it intensely. And 2 weeks later, fizzles out.
Yeah. I stopped making them a long time ago because I never kept them. But I noticed that to stop making them, since I've stopped making them, I just do what I do.
Yeah, I feel like as soon as you set a resolution, it's guaranteed to stop shorter than the time you thought you were going to do it for. It has an expiration date,
So the number one tip on resolution
is realistic. Make it realistic. Don't overdo it, and one behavior at a time. Just all that in a nutshell. That's one thing. Just one step, one behavior. Nothing too intense that's outside your comfort zone for right now. That's the biggest thing. Number 2 is have an accountability partner. Someone or a system, not to be a partner, but something that can just hold you accountable to what you said you were going to do. Because if you fall off and no one knows or nothing's keeping you accountable, then you're not going to care, right?
But how do you have an accountability person for eating? You want to change your eating habit. If they don't live with you, they're not around, they can't be accountable for you.
Getting a coach like me can help you, so we can rap every week, or even having someone to start this resolution with you so you guys can hold each other accountable. There's a few different ways to just not go at it alone. Sometimes telling people in your circle that, hey, I want to start this for myself. I just want everyone to know. So that way you're just not by yourself.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
And do you have any recommendation for people who want to get healthy this year?
Besides from following those steps,
Right.
I would say just be patient as well. It's a long process. You can't get unhealthy in a week or two. So that means you can't get healthy in a week or two. Either way you go, it's happened over time, right? So you got to give yourself that time to grow and to get to where you want to go and not rush it. Because if you rush, it just goes in a loop. You get disappointed, you fall off, you start again. You rush, you get disappointed, you fall off. And it's just, I see people, you've seen it too, people in that constant cycle. You see them 4 times a year, but they look the same, no improvement. It's just like they're stuck in a rut. So try to avoid that.
I just got a text from someone. They want to know, have you heard of companies that want to put a chip in you to track your health and keep you accountable?
No, but I'm not surprised by that. I would not. I think that's too invasive.
No, I'm not letting no one put a chip in me.
I recently saw something like that where it was like at a corporate building where like employees had a chip where they can get through doors and purchase vending machine items just to make their whole work life more like seamless. I'm like, dang, that's really invasive. I don't know.
Are there people out there who are willing to give up their privacy just to stay so-called healthy?
And privacy in what sense? Like
let people put chips in there, but not knowing what else they're looking at.
I mean, I think people would buy into that. I personally would never be something that invasive, but I can see a market for people who are really determined to track stuff and to be in the latest trend. I bet you if that came out tomorrow, there would be people who are interested in it. I just wouldn't. It can't be that serious.
Some people do it because they say they are not disciplinary enough to do it. And so they need that constant help. What happened to people that they need help on everything? It's like no self stuff.
A part of that, you know what I think is other people saying that they're the light for what they're missing. Like, oh, if you follow me, I can help you with discipline. And so they're always looking for someone to help them with something instead of looking for within. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like almost like a cat and mouse game. So if you keep on announcing that you need help with something, eventually you're going to find someone that says they're gonna help you. But you gotta start with yourself.
It reminds me of people with day coaches. Mm-hmm. Every morning they have to call the coach, and the coach has to tell them, get up and wash your face, take a shower, take a dump, drink some water.
Even with me, I don't see a lot of success with my clients who just rely on me 100%. You got to be like a self-motivated, have that fire within you, then I can help you if you want to help yourself.
Right.
If you're going to totally rely on me, I've had clients like that, and it's almost never worked out, So I can guide you and assist you and help you avoid the common pitfalls, and, so you get there a lot faster and safer, but I'm not a miracle worker at all.
I noticed that the people who have life coaches, the life coach can't even life their own life.
I see that a lot, too.
They have issues that they can't handle.
Exactly. And, coaching, just like anything else, everyone is not probably the best fit for everyone. So be very diligent on who you want to follow and take advice from. So
is there such a thing as eating healthy or eating in moderation?
I think moderation is probably a better fit than just eating healthy. Healthy, people can debate about that back and forth about every little item you put in your mouth. Is it healthy? Is it that? Is it this? So I'm more of the mindset, like you just said, in moderation. Like I know a lot of people don't agree, but I think calories, especially for weight loss, is very important. So with that said, even if you had some of the stuff that are not too healthy, moderation is very key.
Yeah.
I think it's almost more important than itemizing if one thing is healthy or unhealthy.
I don't hear the word moderation too much anymore. Whereas when I was growing up, I heard the word a lot.
Yeah.
Do all things in moderation. And if you did things in moderation, you tend to be fine. Everything tend to work out.
Food is hard, and people have that deep emotional connection. Like, they don't want to give up what they like to put in their mouth, man. It's the hardest thing. People will work out. It's easier for people to change like that kind of behavior, getting physically active, but to help someone change their diet, that's where a lot of coaches struggle with, because people either in social life still just like whatever strategy you told them to do when it's time to get social, all that stuff goes out the window. Or if they get depressed or mad or, a lot of emotional stuff goes into eating. So I can see where that's where people struggle a lot.
That's so true. Is there a way to avoid all of the brainwashing about health and, so that people can stay on track? You want to get up, you want to be healthy, you want to work out. Is there a way for an individual to avoid all the noise about it?
Yeah, and I think, this is just some recommendations of over what I've seen over my career is don't always get caught up in the hype. Like there's a lot of, especially on the media, social media, you'll see the next diet, the next best workout, do this, do that. And people are just like, it's like overwhelming for people who actually don't know what to do when they hear a lot of things. But if you can summarize it in a few steps, like you said, eat in moderation, you know, good versus bad stuff. People generally know what good food versus unhealthy food are. So in moderation with the unhealthy stuff, eat more of the healthy stuff, be physically active, get a good enough sleep. If you stick to those like little steps, and you'll see results. You don't have to, you know, do the most complex exercise or the most complex diet. Just start with the basics if you don't know where to start. Don't have to worry about, you know, some of the more fancy stuff.
I noticed that a lot of people have what they call a cold.
Mm-hmm.
I call it illegal alien disease.
What, like a cold?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
People are like,
You call it what now?
illegal alien disease.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because in the good old days when you caught a cold, it just lasts a day or two. Get some rest,
What's now?
drink some water. Now it lasts months and almost a
Oof.
year. And it repeats itself right away to the same patient. Is there a way to avoid that?
I mean,
Not as a medical doctor,
Yeah.
but as a health person, is there a way to avoid getting those things?
I mean, I couldn't recommend anything. A lot of stuff goes into how you catch a cold. So taking care of yourself. I know lack of sleep lets you a little bit more susceptible to getting sick and stuff like that. So, you know, just taking care of yourself.
James, tell me this question in my ear. Oh, okay. So this is from D-Live?
Mm-hmm.
You know what D-Live is?
No?
Me either. Catch a Thought gave a super chat, Diamonds, and he asked, I guess it's a he, Jason, did you completely recover from sciatica?
Oh, that's a good question. Did I completely recover? I'd say a good maybe 85% recovered. But when it's nowhere as it was when it was at its worst. And you know, black folks, we don't like going to the doctor for anything, right?
That's right.
Okay, so just the fact that I had to break down and crawl into the doctor's office lets you know how much pain I was in. Like, it was to the point where I was getting like dizzy. I would stand up from a sitting position, then I would just get like a shooting pain down my side, and I was like, I can't live like this. I don't know. I tried to fix it myself and I couldn't, so I was able to go to the doctor, and he recommended stretches and stuff. So I like that method. It wasn't like, hey, take a bunch of medicine and I'll see you next week. That's just like treating the symptoms, and I'll be hooked on to that doctor for the rest of my life.
And medication.
Yeah, so I knew I didn't want that path. So he was able to rehab me and also tell me what I needed to do when I leave here to continue to get better, you know. So that helped me a lot. So I recovered, I think, about 85 to 90%, which is great coming where I was from.
What is sciatica?
It's like a nerve pain. I would say it's more of a symptom or condition, but it's a nerve pain that can start from the hip, lower back kind of area, and if really bad, can go all the way down to your toes, like a tingling sensation. It's something that, like, it's almost debilitating when it happens. Like, when it hits you, like, you can't do anything but, like, be a prisoner of it, because it's like a shocking kind of pain.
And what caused it?
In my case, it was just, so it's a nerve. So I had like a bulging disc, something pressing and aggravating that nerve. Even though it was something very light touching against it, it was reacting very like viciously. And some people have like a wide range of sciatica. It could be like a pain that's a 1 or 2, or it can be like a 9 or 10. So you can have different ranges of it.
And so is it only for black people?
No, absolutely not. But
when did you have this? I didn't.
Yeah, it was.
Was it before I knew you?
Yeah, it was when I was living in New York, about 2013, 2014. But it's very common among people. I do suggest those who have it first start with hip mobility, like your muscles around your hip. If they are tight, that's going to exacerbate that situation. It's going to make it worse. So I would look up hip mobility, hamstring stretches, lower back stretches, to start with that area and try to become more mobile and more flexible in that joints. That's essentially what rehabbed me. I was really, really tight in my hips. I didn't even know that. So once I focused on that for about several months, like I said, the pain went down from like a 9 down to like a 1 or a 2.
And how many years was that? How long ago was that?
When this first happened, like it was around 2014, maybe.
Oh,
so
I see.
it was a while ago. But
So how does Catch a Thought know about it?
I don't know. That's a good question. That's the first thing that I don't know how. Maybe I said it on the show. I feel like I talked about it on the show before.
Oh, you did?
Possibly.
I don't remember
That's the
that.
first thing I remember. How did they know I had sciatica? But I definitely did. I think I mentioned it here now that I think about it.
Oh, I thought maybe you posted it
And I was trying to think,
online
too.
because people post all their business online.
Yeah, I don't remember posting anything about that, but I sympathize with those that suffer with sciatica.
Is it just for old people?
Well, shoot, I wasn't old. I was in my early 30s when it happened, so,
And so I hear that you have a giveaway.
Yeah, I like to give back to the listeners who's been supporting me on the show. So I'm going to do another contest where I give like a 30-day program just for those who want to have 30 days of fitness integrate into their life, some accountability, some direction. And that way you can start, your process of getting back on track. It's going to be for people with Instagram accounts. You have to follow, like my last post. I'm going to give away about 3 of these packages, and I'm going to announce the winner on Friday. All right. So all you got to do is like, follow, comment on my last post that you're interested in a 30-day fitness program.
Right.
And I'm going to announce 3 winners this Friday.
And how do they get to your post?
Follow my account at Live, Inspire, Transform. That's on Instagram. So you have to follow, like my post, and comment. And, announce the winners on Friday.
Amazing. So are you over the sciatica thing now?
Yeah, I honestly am. I could feel like a little bit in the mild background if I really pay attention, but nowhere nothing that it was back in the day, no.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah. It was scary. Back problem. Anyone who I don't know if you ever had a back issue, but that's no joke because your back, you use it in almost anything you do. So when something goes wrong, it's scary because it's like constant pain. So I definitely sympathize with any back issues that anyone has.
Is it possible for back pain to heal completely?
It can, but it could be a long road depending on there's so many different kind of ways you can hurt your back and different issues. But if you could spare yourself from getting back surgery, I've heard that from so many people who went through back surgery. I've rarely heard that, I had back surgery and it was the best thing that saved my life.
I've never heard that.
No, once you have that first one, it's usually a road to something that you're going to be dealing with for a while. So if you can prevent it, do it. Rehab yourself as much as you can without having to go under the knife. Learn from people who are, sometimes you don't need back surgery. I've heard stories where doctors prescribed surgery, but they were able to not do it if they had better, resources.
Right.
So just be very diligent. Don't just listen to the doctor and say, hey, okay, I'm just going to get the surgery because the doctor said that. Get a second, third, fourth opinion.
Amazing. And so real fast, give the new people a little background on you and how they can get you.
Well, been in the health and wellness industry since almost going on 17 years, just about. Whether it was coaching, doing corporate wellness, started in Atlanta, got to New York, now I'm in California. And I have my own business, Live, Inspire, Transform, more of a online coaching where I can give people programs no matter where they live, have just a plan. I think that's what's missing in a lot of people's lives when they want to get healthy. They have good intentions, but they don't know what to do to get to where they want to go. So providing a plan, an accountability program, checking week to week that you're tracking towards your goal, not wasting your time. That keeps you motivated if you actually see that you're tracking towards it. So we can prepare all that for you. And the website is liveinspiretransform.com.
Live, Inspire, Transform. Liveinspiretransform.com, folks. Check it out. And so you have just a little taste of you and I working out.
Yeah, we posted it last time, and people literally have hit my account on Instagram and say, we want to see Jesse work out more. They're really inspired by some of your workouts that we do together. So I decided to give the people what they wanted, some more footage of you working out really hard. If you don't know, hey, he works out really hard.
Amazing.
He brings it every time we do a session.
Like a slave. Here's that.
Keep it going. There we go. Pretty well done. Form shame's crazy. Look at that. Look at that.
Put Joel to shame.
You hear that, Joel? What you think?
He did all right.
You jealous. Crack the whip. I enjoy working out with you, man. It's amazing.
Have a good time as well every time.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on. And I know that you're so busy, and to take time to come in is because of your commitment to helping folks.
Every time, man.
So I do appreciate that.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
And so go to Live, Inspire, Transform, right?
.com.
And don't forget it's the giveaway.
Yep. On Instagram, follow, like, comment on my last post. And on Friday, I'm going to announce 3 winners. I'm going to have a new post that I want everyone to comment and like and follow on for today. So check me out. Live, Inspire, Transform on Instagram. Don't forget to follow.
And you work out with people around the world, not just in L.A. They don't have to be right here in L.A.
That's what's so cool. I have clients in New Zealand, Toronto, all listeners from the show. Some not, but like it's really cool to just work with people all over.
Yeah.
Like it's just fun for me. I love that part.
Yeah, I hear from several of them. And I'm surprised how happy the ones out of the state are.
It works.
Because they're doing it online with you.
They have a plan, accountability, and they have tangible results that keeps them motivated all the way through.
Yeah, that's amazing, man.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Live, Inspire, and Transform. .com, folks. Check it out. And don't forget, by Friday is when the giveaway is up, right?
Yep. 3 winners will be announced on Friday.
So is that tomorrow, Friday?
That's
Because today is Thursday.
Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. We're going to do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So they don't have time to think about it.
Well, they have today and maybe a little bit tomorrow, but you better jump on it.
I'm telling you. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right. Max is a first-time call out of Philadelphia. Max, thank you for calling. You're on the air. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Justin Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.